Hey guys, how's it going? Here we are on Redshire and the Type 59. And I know I've done a few Type 59 videos before, but you're going to have to forgive me for that. And the reason for that is, sorry I paused to let that guy talk, but the reason for that is there's only so many tanks that I have in my garage, and there's no way I can get enough to keep up with the amount of videos I put out, even if it is only one or two a week, which for the next few weeks it's going to be one, but anyway, so I apologize for having a few Type 59 videos out, but it's the tank I have the most fun in, typically. And also this video, the first half, is going to be less than or equal to the second half, as far as enjoyment level goes, or action level. But as you watch me peek over this hill here, which I started doing recently in tanks with a tougher turret, because I can peek over and have their shots, so for the most part, bounce off of me and pick them off. But yeah, you can see some of my tactics here. I'm just going to talk about real quick, which is I find a little dip in the ground there, such as right there. You can kind of see that the land goes down a little bit more. It's a little flatter than the rest of the area. And when I go up to that area, what it allows me to do is get my gun elevation down lower compared to level ground, and that way I can peek over or put less of my tank over the top of the hill, which lets me show only my turret. Meanwhile, I can actually shoot them. But as I do this, look around for anything breaking in the distance, any trees falling, any fences being run over. I'm going to talk about a couple quick things here, maybe one. We'll see how long it takes. But that is my internet. So this is good news for you guys. Now that my ISP has recently upgraded my download and upload speed, just a little bit, not too concerned about that, I was already happy with that, but the upload speed, they've just increased from, well, by the time you see this video it'll be a while, but they've recently upgraded the internet upload speed from 1 meg to 3. Still, I know that a lot of you will still have greater internet than me, but for me that's pretty amazing, considering that for the first 15 years or so of my life, which didn't really matter too much, except for the last couple of those, I've been stuck with dial-up internet. The only thing I really cared about for about 13 of those 15 years, taking into consideration that of course I didn't use the internet for the first few, was that I couldn't use it when my parents either wanted to make a phone call or were expecting a phone call. But it's safe to say that at my house, between me and my sister and my parents, majority of the time you weren't going to get in contact with our home phone. And at that point we didn't have cell phones either, so we had a few people, such as mostly, if not only, my friend from down the road showing up being like, "Hey, want to hang out? Couldn't get a hold of you on the phone." Figured you were on the internet. But of course you can't do anything on that. Anything these days, really. 15 minutes to download a song, or 6 hours to download a, what is it, a 420 or 480? I think it's 420p. What it's called, music video. Like 6 hours. That was insane. But now, as I was getting to in the first place here, the increased upload speed means that most of my videos now, as long as I can afford the monthly data rates, or it doesn't go over a maximum monthly data rate, this means that most of the videos I post are going to be 1080p rather than 720p. Oop, Windows is making noise at me. What's going on? It thinks I'm... What? It thinks I'm unplugging and plugging in my phone, yet it's just sitting there. Okay, let me unplug that for good. Don't need to make more noises. But as I was saying, more 1080p videos for you guys. In the last few I know the last few videos have been 1080p anyway, but all the better for you guys. So if you didn't notice already, then you'll see that I like to look at the front of my tank and see where all the shots have ricocheted, or in some cases penetrated the armor of my tank. And you'll see that almost all of them, if not all of them at this point, are on my turret, which of course on the Type 59 is very tough. as opposed to the hull of my tank. But I'm still angling my tank so that if they do hit my hull, then it's going to most likely be the front of it, and it's at an angle where it'll probably bounce. I have found though that no matter how well you angle the front of your hull, with some bigger guns, they'll still go right through them. And the same goes with the turret for larger guns such as the E100 sometimes, and those larger tank destroyers. You just can't rely on it. Although most of the time it'll bounce, say, a T95 shot off the turret, or Object 704, and on. But you just can't rely on it. Sometimes they will go right through, and I see a lot of shots, even from IS-3s and whatnot, that go right through the armor on my turret, like right in the middle of that star, the Chinese star on my tank. Now, at this point in the video, I decided I better go over here and help these guys out, because they're starting to get to be in a bit of trouble here. I figured that if those guys that are hiding over in the corner by that T90, sorry, not T95, T29, then they'd probably get wiped out, and then I wouldn't be able to handle both or all of those guys. Oh, that's sneaky IS-3, but I wouldn't be able to handle all of them on my own at the same time, so I better go help these guys out. It's better to work as a team than as individuals. But now, I knew I couldn't hurt that T95's, or not T95's, I keep calling everything a T95 now, but the Type 59's turret armor. So, let's pick on this IS-3, which for some reason his teammates didn't come over the hill. If they did, then this would have been a completely different game. They could have took out all three of us, probably. Also, this IS-3 probably should have worked on our IS-3. If he would have shot that once or twice, that would have been the end of it. Instead, he goes for the little, what is it? I think that's a Tier VI VK. I might be mistaken there. But, so we picked him off, no problem, and then finally his teammates come along, and then I miss shots on him. And now this type, not a type, this T29, there we go, too many T names. He was doing the same thing I was trying to do earlier, just peek his turret over the top, because I mean, the turret on those T29s are so tough that you can face hug an E100 and bounce just about every single shot they shoot at you. And unless they're smart, they won't know to shoot you somewhere else. But now this battle's turned into a game of chicken. Who's the least impatient and will come over the hill the quickest? And you can see this IS-3 that's near me, our allied IS-3. It's hurting pretty bad. It's at, I think, 3%, if I remember correctly. Let's see if I can see here. Okay, I can't see that unless I hit the Alt key in the replay. But I don't know why I took that shot. I know I can't hurt him. And I know I can't hurt him with this shot either, most of the time. I mean, T95 shots with the big gun, they bounce off that KB1 turret all the time. Not every shot, but most of them. And shoot him, and no. Oh well, I'll just give this shot to the shell to their Type 59, which is now coming in and trying to finish off their IS-3. He's getting a little greedy. But I figure he's in trouble, I better get in there and help him, but he's got it under control until he's ammo racked with 82 health points left. That's kind of a waste of an ammo rack, isn't it? It's more fun when you ammo rack someone and they're still at 100% health. Really sucks for them, but for you it's very satisfying. Now the T29, I feel I can take on my own. Ooh, he hits me. That must have been an HE shot, whatever you want to call it, because that did very little damage. But let's flank him. I know I can kill him if my teammates don't for me. And now let's rush in. I feel there's few enough of them that I can take them on. And this, oh, that was a lucky shot. But this being a Tier 7, I know that most of the time my shots will, or his shots will bounce off of me. But it really doesn't help that he's using HE rounds. He probably could have got at least one or two through the hull of my tank. And that was a lucky bounce, because you'll find out in a second. That was one of the new tank destroyers, the premium ones. You can see it there. I think it's, yeah, what's it called again? I can't remember. It ends with a 44. I can't quite read that on my little display here. But let's pick off this guy. He's coming around the corner, being stupid. Getting greedy, I guess, thinking, oh, maybe I can pick him off. Yeah, those HE shells do sometimes hurt, especially when you hit modules, but In the meantime, I'm just going to sit here, wait for him to come around the corner, maybe miss a few shots, and hide behind this wrecked Type 62, is it? I must sound like a real professional, not knowing most of these tanks' names. Just by the wreckage. But hopefully that tank destroyer can't hit me from here, and I'll finish out that guy and wait for him to get lit up. And I don't know why he didn't just stay up there and worry about me, or maybe just turn around and hit him with one shot, and then face his armor back towards me. And by him, that guy over there, that green dot over on the left side. I don't know why he didn't do that. But instead he drives over there, sticks his tank out into the open where I can shoot him with my whole 2 rounds left. And this last round, you know it's going to count. I'm going to make it count. I'm not going to make a shot here, otherwise I normally would. But I can't afford to waste it now, because it might be the end of me. It might be the last shell I ever shoot in this game. Well, of course it's going to be. Ooh, he must be using HE rounds too, because that didn't do much. Why is everybody using HE? Is everybody low on ammo? And boom. Oh, didn't quite kill him. Gotta stay out of the way of his gun. And my teammate. There we go. Now I'm out of ammo. Luckily this is just a little tier 6, right? I think it's a tier 6, so he can't really hurt me from the front. He shouldn't be able to. So maybe I can go in and ram him, or just take fire while my teammates finish him off. One thing I didn't really think of at first when I was doing this, that I'm now seeing and yelling at myself for in the replay, is getting so close to him that our artillery can't really do much. And you'll see in a second here, our artillery is kind of like, yo, dude, move out of the way. I can't shoot him. I don't want to hit you. But I think that's what him saying it there. But this guy's probably wondering, why isn't he shooting me? And I know I'm not the only one in this battle that runs out of ammo. But my rams aren't doing anything, don't have near enough speed. So I'll just sit here and take some shots. And then he runs away. If he was smart, he would have turned his gun on the other guy. I think he would have been able to hurt that heavy, or even that light over there, or tank destroyer it is. Instead, he just wants to pick on me. Oh well, I'll take the steel wall you're giving me. But now it looks like this tank destroyer is out of ammo too, because he's not shooting him. He's just there. So I thought I better go try to bail him out, ram him. That does a lot of damage to me, more than I thought. But unfortunately, I didn't save the VK, or not the VK. You know what I mean? What's that tank destroyer called? I don't remember. I'm sorry. I don't remember tank names. Now, let's go search for that artillery. Maybe we can finish him off. I can't complain about getting another kill. But my teammates are kind of like, hey, you better go cap, or else we're going to run out of time here. And if you guys don't find him quick, then it's game over. So I look at the time. I figure that's a very good idea. I should probably go capture the base. I think it takes a little over a minute to capture, doesn't it? And unlike capturing their base and destroying all vehicles, there isn't that pause for a few seconds after. So if you run out of time, it's as soon as it hits 0, you're kicked back to the garage. But oh well. I'll just drive around circles on our base. Their base. Da la 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 la. Drive around in circles. I've taken more hits this battle. I've figured at this point that I definitely have steel wall. Maybe another achievement there. And if you did notice, I was using gold ammo for a lot of this. And I've been having a whole lot of fun with gold ammo in this thing. But I'm still loading half a dozen or so standard armor piercing rounds, just to keep the cost of the battles to a minimum. But that's all for this one. Admire all the achievements I've gotten in this battle. And thank you for watching, everyone. See you later.